Welcome to Inebriation.
I'm Brendan Haley.
I'm Brian Moore. Still takes me backwards to do that.
We're coming up on our 100th episode.
We're like 10 episodes back.
And I think I've said it every time, and then on occasion when I say I'm Sunsoft or I'm Konami.
On occasion, that's every week. By the third episode, you're whatever publisher is at the
It
beginning.
started off, it was just Konami, and then
It bled to everything.
it led to everything.
Hit start. We are playing Metroid Zero Mission today, which is a Game Boy Advance game.
B for Brent. Not for Brent.
Because there's no T for Saw. Ooh, you picked normal. You're gutsy.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Zero Mission's actually a pseudo remake of the very first Metroid game for the NES. That's clearly not muted.
Yep.
Anyway, of course, we're the only ones that heard that. That didn't show up in the recording.
I did not? Oh.
I'm just saying.
Oh, cool.
So anyway, you should recognize the intro area. The hell
That's
was
what
that?
So I did the last. I did the same thing in the other Metroid episode. And you said, Brent, you're not drunk yet.
You're not. Although, in his defense, this is quite late and we're quite punchy.
Yeah.
We've been having a rambling conversation for the past 15 minutes before we started the episode, so we'll see how this goes
and
tonight.
also tonight, not tonight. Yes.
For us tonight, this week.
Yeah, this week.
This week is Mike Tyson
It's
week.
the first real Mike Tyson Punch-Out week in
2 weeks.
2
Months.
months. Not weeks, you dumb shit.
I'm tired.
Okay.
The poor audience listening to your sound effects on top of this sound.
Well, you're the one that won't let play music.
Because it would be so distracting.
Yeah.
That it would echo.
I didn't say that you didn't have a good reason. I just said that you won't let us do it. Are you gonna drink?
No, you are.
You're not gonna drink. That was my point.
You are going to drink. Fine, give me this so you can play. What are we drinking to tonight, sir?
To the International House of Pancakes.
Oh, dear Lord.
We went to IHOP. I have proof.
You have proof? Oh, the cup says I. It doesn't say IHOB.
Yeah, notice what it does not say. Fucking stupid freaking. Although I did have a burger.
You did have a burger.
And it was delicious. It was very good.
Drink your damn drink. We had a very interesting experience. They were having computer issues, and apparently there was a discrimination thing because the waiter didn't like how gay we were.
Apparently.
Do you have your bonus shot?
It's Punch-Out Week! Pocket shot!
What flavor?
Berry Lemonade by Smirnoff.
Wait, what lemonade?
Berry Lemonade.
Berry. It sounded like you said bear.
Berry Lemon.
I was kind of curious how they made bear lemonade.
It was Berry Lemon. Not Berry Lemonade.
Berry lemon. Like Barry Manilow?
The Berry Manilow.
It's gonna be the most confusing shot counter ever. So Brent, tell us a little bit about your experience with Metroid.
I don't have much.
That was interesting, Brent. Thank you for sharing.
Brian, tell us about your thing with the game.
Well, I've been playing Metroid since the original came out. I didn't actually own the original Metroid.
I did.
I ended up buying it several years down the road, but when it first came out, I did not own a copy. But my friend Ken Montini did. He was actually the first person that ever saw beat the game. And yeah, I've always had an affinity for it. The first game I always found confusing because the way that the stages are laid out, it's so hard to tell one screen from the next.
Yeah.
So it gets.
And you have the most useless map system ever.
You mean there is none?
Yeah, that's the most useless map system ever.
I want to argue, but I mean that's completely accurate. It's a horrible map system because there's not a map system.
Yeah.
But the point being is, yeah, you could, end up retracing your steps over and over again because you just didn't know what the hell you were doing. Now, don't get me wrong. This version here, this oversimplifies it. It makes it way too easy to the point where it actually shows you where you need to go after you get any certain item or power up. But that's the basic trend. Games in general have gotten easier. But the first game was really, really tough. But are you singing to yourself? He's so ready to Tyson. Oh my gosh!
Punch your people.
All right.
Face,
so let's move on because we need to get to that episode.
I know. What? Time is not gonna move any faster depending on what I say.
Do you know who those are?
Who those are?
Yeah.
They're no.
Craig and Ridley.
I was trying to come up with a funny joke, but I didn't.
No. When have you ever had funny jokes? Just stick with
What's
what
the
you
name
know.
of the eagle guy who's the Muppet?
I know who you're talking of. There'll be an image on the screen, but I don't know what his name is.
I want to make a joke about him and like Falco. I don't know. There was a joke there.
Was there?
I couldn't find it.
Was there really?
I couldn't find it. It's there.
I died. Holy crap.
You died. Let's keep going.
There you go.
Oh,
Keep going. Yeah, we didn't get far enough for it to matter.
Oh, we're like from beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, you suck.
I wasn't even looking at my health. I didn't think I'd be anywhere near. I got hit like twice.
I thought you were going to say, oh, you're looking at the screen. I don't know why I died.
No, I was paying attention to that. I got hit by the bad guy.
Was it the first Goomba in Mario?
Oh, dear God. It was not, you asshole.
I told you we would just randomly be talking about it.
And look, you were right.
I was right. Ha.
You predicted something that you did yourself.
Correct. Those are the easiest type of predictions.
But anyway, Super Metroid was when I actually fell in love with the series.
Right. Oh, it's the best one. I actually prefer the Prime trilogy, but it's hard to argue that Super Metroid's not the best one, even though I prefer it.
Well, get to
Redo
that.
the
You mentioned that you didn't play much of it to begin with, so how were you introduced to Super and Prime?
What did you say?
Yeah, you couldn't hear me because you went,
I was trying to kill the thing.
You don't have to make the noise to kill the thing.
Let's do the math, Brian. I made the noise, I didn't die. You didn't make the noise, you died. What is the common denominator?
Who can argue with that kind of logic?
It's really hard because when logic becomes so flawed, it's really hard to argue with it.
That explains so much about our political
I mean, it's
process
true.
right now.
It is.
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm gonna save right here.
No, you're not.
Why not?
You're gonna save when you get to the safe room.
Isn't there a save room right here? Is that not what the S means?
Yeah, over on the right hand side. But you're not there yet. Now you are.
Oh well. Just in case I also suck, which I probably do.
No, not that bad. What are you squinting at?
Oh no, we're not playing this the way I thought we were playing this.
What did you think we were doing?
I thought we were emulating it through the Super Game Boy on the NES.
Okay. First of all, the Super Game Boy emulates on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And it emulates Game Boy games. This is a Game Boy Advance game. We're using our Retcon 5 to play the actual cartridge.
And there's no cartridge.
And if he looks at the Retron 5, I'll have to put a picture of this on the screen because people who haven't seen one's not going to know what I'm talking
I
about.
was so confused.
They have cartridge slots on the top for your NES, your Famicom, your Super Nintendo, your Genesis games, but in the front, there's actually a port for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games. And so that's where this card is right now. And by glancing at it, the item that I got, and didn't get a chance to go back here before I died. As the night progresses, it's necessary.
It is not. You just choose. You choose things.
Yeah, but I choose wisely. I'm having images of Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade.
I do want to say something for the record.
You know what? You can do that. This is our platform for saying
this
stuff.
This can go on the official record.
Okay.
Me and Brian are friends.
Are we?
Yeah. We talk a lot of shit to each other, but like, I really do like Brian.
I don't want that to be on the official record. I think that ruins all of our commentary.
This is episode,
if people know that we're friends.
This is episode 1. So you can cut that out.
I don't. If you can just ram up his ass right there. That's enough, Brad.
Oh. Okay, fine.
Anyway.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yes, we do get along in real life for the most part.
Not that our conversations in real life differ in any way than they do.
No, they're just as venomous. They drip with as much sarcasm.
Yes, we argued about Final Fantasy 13 one point to the point that Brian went to bed. It was not time to go to bed.
It was the night after we were done filming,
Yeah.
and I found this YouTube video that was on Final Fantasy 13, and I thought, this will be hilarious. Brett and I argue about this game all the time because I think it sucks. He enjoys the game.
I like the game.
I said enjoy.
Yeah.
I didn't say you think.
Well, I just wanted to clarify for Nick.
Got that? Anyway. So I thought it would be funny for us to go ahead and watch it because it was poking fun at the game.
Yeah.
It was saying things in jest and whatnot. I thought it would be interesting for us to watch, and Brent started to take insult to it because again, it is making fun of the game, and he was trying to justify everything that's being said on the screen. And I was like, "Listen, I just meant this joke. I'm sorry. I apologize. My intent wasn't to offend." But I couldn't get that point across. And of course, in Brent's defense, again, this is after we were filming.
Yeah.
He's still very, very drunk.
Yeah.
At the time, so I was like, you know what? We're not going to get anywhere with this. I'm just going to bed. And so I went upstairs and went to sleep.
Yeah. We argue, we banter. We got into like a 4-hour-long debate one time about whether being creative meant you were intelligent.
We've mentioned this on the show before.
Oh, have we?
This was at work.
Yes, it was at work.
Yay, you made it to the same dead end that I did.
But I'm better.
You still haven't passed the part that I died at.
I know it wasn't there.
You know it's not. Here it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it this guy? Is it
This guy. Oh shit! He takes away half your energy with one hit.
Jesus.
That's why I died.
But I won!
You did! You are awesome. Yeah, and see, this is what makes this version too easy, is it actually shows you, okay, now go here.
I thought you were going to say it was too easy because it has a fucking map!
No, I like maps. I think maps are helpful.
Yeah.
One of the things that is actually really, really cool about this, and I'll go ahead and spoil it because we're not going to get to it in our video. So for those of you that haven't played this, 14-year-old game,
Yeah.
feel free to go ahead and skip ahead a minute. After you get to the traditional end of the original Metroid game, this continues.
Yes.
This story goes on and it tells you that much more about the background behind Planet Zebes and how this other is. Basically, it's almost a precursor to the Prime series, which I think is really neat.
May I clarify for anybody who's watching that when I need to go back here to clarify.
Okay.
When I shoot at these things, I'm aware that I can't hurt them, but it's like a role-playing thing for me because like if I would still be shooting at them because I would be scared. I'd be like, I can't hurt that thing. It's terrifying.
I felt the need to voice that.
Yeah, because I don't want to think, why does he keep shooting at those fucking things? I've already been this way. I don't need to go this way.
Yep.
You're stupid. Talking to Samus, not to you.
You're calling Samus stupid?
She's the one that went that way.
Samus is awesome, though.
Oh, she is awesome. She's a great video game
The only
player.
mistake that she's made is listening to you. Well, listening to me first. I got her killed.
Right?
Bet you can go there now.
I'm going there.
Are you?
I just jumped too far.
That was useful, though.
Final Fantasy 13 is a great game. Go to bed, asshole. It's not a great game. It's a good game. Eventually, we're gonna bring that up enough times. We're gonna have to actually talk about it.
Well, if we're lucky, the show will be going on long enough that it'll be retro, and we can play it.
Oh, that's good.
I had asked Brent, and I think this was right before we had gotten into that argument. I said, one day I will sit down and I will watch you play Final Fantasy 13 so you can debunk all these things that I think suck about it. Because I know very little about Final Fantasy 13. I haven't played very much of the game, but it didn't hold my interest. That's one of the reasons I didn't play it very much.
We're gonna save the game because saving is important.
Yeah, I taught us that lesson.
I learned. Oh, I can tell a saving story.
A saving story?
I don't have any Metroid stories. I have a saving story.
You should have Prime stories.
Oh, I played Prime. It's a really good game.
Forget it. He was right. He has no Metroid stories.
No, when I first played Prime,
Uh-oh.
my very first thought playing Prime was, why can't Mega Man do this? That was the very first thing that I
Why
thought.
can't Mega Man do this? Beautiful.
Mega Man obviously never made a good transition into 3D. As a matter of fact, is one of the Sonic's obviously the biggest example of couldn't go 3D. But Mega Man is, he's got to be a top 5 of going from top of the game, iconic video game character, goes 3D, face plants. But that will all be redeemed on October 2nd. Not the 3D part.
Just the face planting part.
Just the face planting part.
Any bombs for here?
What do you do?
I need to go get bombs. Because I only have missiles.
That seems like a thing.
Thanks, Brent. Ah!
This was in the intro as well as the almost all the game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's ridiculous. And not Ninja Turtles, but ooh, that was a great callback. We talked about that. Episode 4?
Did we?
So
Shit!
6? It was either 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9.
It was in an episode.
Why should it be like?
That's the information that we have for you right now.
I want to say it was the end of the second week. End of the first week was Double Dragon, the end of the second week was Ninja Turtles. Anyways, in the opening scene, they show the fight with Krang in the intro. And I was stunned by it.
I remember this now.
Yeah. Good times. Anyways,
Alright, saving story.
saving story. My brother is a dick.
And that saved you from something?
No. My brother regularly thought it was hilarious to save my games in ways that fucked me over.
Brother sounds like a dick.
In Tomb Raider, he jumped off a ledge that was too high and saved halfway down. And so I had no idea that this was going to happen. And I sit down and I turn on my game and she goes, ah! And if you remember the first Tomb Raider, she like folds into a pancake when she hits the ground. So that was one. There's a section in Final Fantasy VII because you go over these. What's it called when you?
When you what?
You're on like you're in a car with a bunch of people and you put your hands over your head and it slings you through the air really fast.
Roller coaster?
Roller coaster!
You couldn't think of roller
No.
coaster?
So, yeah, look, it makes sense. You're on this roller coaster and it's a long way. If you play Final Fantasy VII, you know the segment I'm talking about. We'll post a picture. I'll send it to Brian because he doesn't know what I'm talking about. And wait, is that a fair assessment?
Is it Polygon? Then I don't know.
Okay. So anyway, and it's a long way, so you gotta keep going and keep going and keep going. This is perfect timing.
Perfect timing?
Yes.
What are you going to drink to?
To Final Fantasy VII, my favorite game of all time.
He's just happy about that because he knows now I got to post a picture.
Oh, you do. Anyways. Didn't you just fight this thing?
Yeah.
Did you die?
No, this is a different area.
Oh. What a bitch.
Kinda is.
Not you. But he went through and he uses all of my potions and all of my Phoenix Downs and lets my health get way, way low and then goes back and saves over my save pile.
Brother's a dick.
Oh yeah. Probably the one I was the most mad about was in Champions Return to Arms.
Oh. Charge beam.
And was that my second shot?
No. Well,
Was that my first shot?
it's your first official shot if you don't count the bonus shot that
Okay.
you took.
Okay, cool.
Charge beam.
I was about to say, is that already my second time?
Why aren't you
No.
too excited?
I am too excited. You cannot possibly be too excited for Tyson Week. So, anyways, the one that made me the most mad is we played through Champions Return to Arms together.
Champions of Nora.
Champions.
I'm just clarifying for people that
Okay.
aren't familiar with the
Yeah.
sequel.
Okay. Cool. Because I was like, I don't think it is. I think it's just Champions Return to Arms.
It is.
Awkwardly enough. The Champions of Wrath Return to Arms, which I believe is actually titled Champions Return to Arms.
You're right.
Regardless. Point being, we played through it together.
Ooh, map!
Yay, maps! Maps.
You're taking a shot. Keep telling your story.
And so, what's my story? Oh, Champions Return to Arms. So, Champions Return to Arms. Me and my brother, we played through together.
God, how many times are you gonna say that fucking name?
Return to Arms. So, I played as an archer, because I always played as an archer. We mentioned this in the inferior Baldur's Gate game.
Oh, don't say it like that.
It's true.
Yeah, but it's still good.
And, it is good. I love that game. I want to play that game more. We should play that game once we get done recording.
Yeah, I'm going to bed after we're done recording.
Oh, okay. I will probably go to couch once we get done recording. I sleep on Brian's couch when we film here, for the record. But not.
Wait, hold on a second. Just because our server thought we were gay, you have to go ahead and clarify for the audience.
No, I just wanted to let them know why I said I go to couch. I guess they probably could have figured it out. Anyways,
I think they're smart enough.
I'm sure they are. I'm not. I needed to explain it.
Bombs!
Yay! Hey, look, conveniently right under the hat.
It's a place to bomb shit.
You guys have no idea how much I play with my shoes while we record. I take them off my feet, I put them on my feet, I scoot them around, all using just my feet. That's why you can't see it, because it's not on camera. Anywho, so
fascinating.
yeah, this is quality commentary. So, me and my brother, I actually brought this up at his wedding.
What?
Yes. We,
Oh,
so,
God.
we're playing Champions, Return to Arms. And I am playing the Archer. And
As you know to do.
And I think I've said before, he always had more stuff than me because I was range and he was melee. So he was always ahead and I was in the back. But he was always very fair, and he'd give me stuff I needed. He's a good guy like that. Except for this one time that we're playing and I find this bow. I can't remember the name of the bow, so sorry. But it has both fire and ice elements on it. So it can freeze them and burn them. And when you're shooting it, when you run around, the bow is on fire, but then it shoots ice arrows. And it looked badass. So the stats don't matter. Like, it looked so badass. And I loved this bow for a little while. Not very long. Because after I'm about to explain. So, after I find it, we go back to the store to sell stuff. And there's this suit of armor that my brother really wants. and but he cannot afford it.
It's a shame he's not an asshole. He might find a way to get the money.
So I go to use the bathroom,
Sucker.
and he picks up my controller and drops my bow.
And picks it up.
And picks it up and sells it to the store. And then when I come back, I'm like, what happened to my bow? He says, I don't know, but look at the suit of armor I bought. Isn't it cool? And I was upset, and I was like, dude, you're buying me that bow. And he has enough money to buy it, and I have enough money to buy it. But it's very expensive. But we were hoarders, so we save up money and save up money and save up money.
You and your brother are whores. I got it.
Hoarders. So anyways, so I'm like, you're going to buy me that bow. He's like, I'm not gonna, you have enough money, buy it back. I'm like, no, you're going to buy me that bow. You sold that bow, you're going to buy me that bow. And he's like, no, dude, we'll just load the last save point. And he loads the last save point. I'm like, no. And then he loads it. He's like, what? I was like, we haven't saved since I bought it.
So it's somebody else's save file.
So it was gone for forever. And I have given him hell about it ever since. And deservingly so. What a dickish move. I stand by it.
That's awful. That's horrible. Did I ever share? Now we're doing save stories apparently. Fuck Metroid. Metroid has nothing to do with what we're doing today.
We already had a whole Metroid episode.
We did. Super
I've
Metroid.
already sold all of my Metroid stories. I have no left for.
I like Prime. That was your Metroid story.
I do like Prime.
Good. Prime is a good
I
series.
can't wait for the new one.
That they've announced that there's going to be one, and that's it.
I would really like for them to release the original 3 on the virtual market before the next one comes out.
Why?
To give me a chance to play through them before the next
Do
one.
you not have them?
No,
Why?
because I don't.
Okay, I do.
Can I borrow?
No, because they're digital.
Oh damn! Can I
See,
borrow?
digital sucks.
Can I borrow your system?
No.
Oh man. See this? Oh no! Whatever are you going to do? You figured it out. You solved the puzzle.
I'm a genius.
No, I didn't say that.
Damn it. Just give me the one thing.
Those
Brett.
are the things in Zelda.
Anyway, okay.
The circle things.
Speaking of things in Zelda,
You know what
did
I'm
I
talking
ever?
about?
Yes.
Okay.
The one that has the little flies.
Betas.
Is that what they're called?
I don't know.
Did I ever tell the story? Shit, I got out of the ball form. Of the save file that my friend William had on the original Legend of Zelda.
Maybe you might have told that story during the Legend of Zelda episode, but we cut a lot.
We had to cut a lot because we were idiots and got lost.
People don't realize. If you have watched that episode, you don't know how long that episode originally was. We got what, probably 20 minutes of
shit,
just
I'm not
wandering.
getting that. That's not happening. Yes, yeah, we did. We had no clue.
It was really bad.
I was going to explain, but no, go back and watch the episode.
Yeah, it's bad, guys.
So, assuming that I haven't told the story, and I'll keep it short just in case I have, my friend William was over, and we were playing Legend of Zelda. He brought his cart over because he wanted to play from where he saved.
Right.
I don't remember how far along in the game he was. He wasn't at the end by any means, but he made some decent progress.
I have another story. What you can do with this one? Go ahead. Also not
Okay.
not Metroid related, but
Of course not. Why the fuck would we tell a Metroid story? So, anyway, while we're playing the game, apparently my brother came in the room and either said something or he did something that agitated William. So he starts picking on my brother. And you know how family works. You're allowed to go ahead and make fun of or pick on your family, but nobody else is allowed to do it. So while I was a complete piece of shit as an older brother and, you know, all sorts of fun stuff like that, nobody was about to pick on my brother without my say-so. So no matter how many times I had said, back off, leave him alone, William wouldn't let up. Don't remember what he was doing, if he was tickling him, if he was punching him, Who knows?
He was just being douchey.
He was being an ass. So I'm sitting there in front of the game because I was playing my own quest on his cart. I was playing one of the other files. I went ahead and I went back to the main menu and I pulled up his file and I fucking deleted it.
Oh, snap.
William stopped dead in his tracks, as I apparently just did because I stopped playing the game to tell the story. He stopped dead in his tracks and went ahead and started playing the game and just wouldn't say a word. Like, just from square one.
Oh, yeah.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Because he was pissed that I had done it, but at the same time he knew he had no place to talk. Because if he had just fucking stopped, I wouldn't have done anything. You have a story now?
I do have a story. Also about saving. Wrong! It's not about saving.
What a mislead!
It's about not saving. It's kind of about saving.
Is it about the beginning of this episode where I died?
No. Although it could be, because you didn't save. Aha! It's a theme. This episode is thematic. Anyways.
I'm so stupid.
I am. I've never...
I said we. I said we are so stupid.
Oh, we are. I've never denied that. Anyways. I had a friend. I haven't spoken to him in years. If you haven't watched this, you're my friend. We're pals. But anyway, I haven't talked to him in years. But his name is Jacob. And, good guy. And he
Jacob the good guy, I know him.
He let me borrow his system one time.
One time?
One time. Because I was over at his house, and there's this game out called Kingdom Hearts. And
I know that game.
Yeah. It's one of the best games of all time. And I saw him playing it, and I said, that game looks stupid. And he was like, no, this game's really great. I was like, dude, it's like Disney characters and Final Fantasy characters, but like, what the fuck? This game looks stupid. And then I see him die at this boss, and that boss was Sephiroth. Thematic, like I said. And I was like, dude, I didn't know he was in this game. He's like, who is that? I was like, it's the bad guy from my favorite video game of all time. And he was like, well, he's like this hidden boss. He's not actually in the game. He's just a hidden boss. I was like, I don't care. I have played this game. I did not have a PlayStation at the time, or a PS2 at the time.
Right.
And he was like, well, if you let me borrow your GameCube, I'll let you borrow the PlayStation 2. My brother owned a GameCube, so I took his GameCube.
You and your brother are such dicks to each other.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I love you, Tyler. We were dicks to each other. Anyways, so I took my brother's GameCube. I gave it to Jacob. Jacob gave me his PS2. We swapped them for 2 weeks. But then I realized Jacob did not give me a memory card. But I only wanted to play one game, so it was fine. I just wasn't going to turn it off.
I love the logic.
And about 2 weeks later, Jacob comes over to my house, and I'm way far into Kingdom Hearts, which, by the way, is a long game.
It's a very long game.
And I'm on the Peter Pan level, and it's in the pause menu, and he comes over, and he looks at my screen, he's like, have you left this game paused all day? And I panicked, realizing he doesn't realize I've had this PS2 on for 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, I mean, I just didn't want to lose my place, you know? Do you want to, like, go outside? You want to play some Perfect Dark on the N64? And he keeps looking at it. It's just a confused look. He's like, are you on Peter Pan's stage in Neverland? I was like, yeah, man, you want to go get some food? Like, and he was like, what the hell? He's like, but you don't have a memory card. I was like, he's like, has this been on for 2 weeks? Have you not turned this off? Since I gave it to, I'll turn this off since I gave it to you. I was like, no, man. He goes, he touches like, dude, it's on fire. This thing is so hot. You have to turn this off. I was like, no. And he's already put his hand on the power button. There's no turning it. Like, there's no stopping it at this point. I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, you can't do that. And he was like, you left my system on for 2 weeks. It's so hot. You can't do that. And I'm emotionally distraught because is a long ways into this game, and I never even made it to the boss that I was playing the game to make it do. Which, for the record, Kingdom Hearts is totally worth playing without, like, if Sephiroth did not exist in that game. It's still a great game. It just happened to be the reason that I played it originally. But yeah, no, he was so mad. He's like, you left my PlayStation, and he left my house. He just took it, curdled the thing to his chest, and just walked down the street. Like, I can't believe. And I followed about halfway, and then I realized that, okay, like, oh man, I can't save my game at this point.
It's gone.
It's gone. I don't know why I didn't realize that when he pushed the button.
You were too distraught.
But yeah, he was so, and legitimately so, he had every right to be mad at me.
I have good news and bad news.
Let's start with the bad news and see if I can figure out the good news.
The bad news is, I think I'm stuck. I don't have the ability to get up to this ledge, nor can I get to the ledge that's in the other room.
And the good news is, it's almost punch-out time.
Yeah, so we have 30 seconds until your next shot.
I did it!
Because under normal circumstances, I'd restart the game, load from the same spot, and move on.
Can you not make that? I'm not. You're better at this than I am.
You're fine, but you can't.
It's seamless.
You can't just jump it.
This is one of those times that the programmers took a lot of care to make sure that.
Well, you have a wall hanging ability, but you don't have it yet.
Gotcha.
And I'm down to 21 health because I keep falling in fucking lava. But regardless, your shot, sir.
To the wall hanging ability in Metroid Zero. What's the name of this game, right?
Zero mission.
Zero. To the wall hanging ability in Zero Mission.
Return to arms.
Return. Zero mission. To Zero Mission. Return to arms.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Join us next time when we play Punch Out.
And talk about other games.
No, and talk about saving.
Oh yeah.
Because there is no save feature in Punch Out.
What?